ladies and gentlemen, and theys and thems. This is the fifth episode of Talkaholic Junction. I have a special guest again, Savannah.
Hey,
She,
didn't know when I was supposed to talk.
that's on me because I took that pause. All I was going to say is you're a photographer and you love Taylor Swift because
I
that's
do.
what took a little bit to get you back on. And that's what I want to ask. First off, I want to ask is your love for music. You're a Taylor Swift fan and you're a Tyler the Creator fan, and you love Vince.
I do.
What brought you close? I guess with their music, like those three. You can either go one at a time, or maybe they all three have a combined story. It's whatever you want to do.
I think whenever I was like a kid, oh, not my notification going off. So sorry. But
You good?
when I was a kid, I was like a big Swiftie. I had all the CDs. I taught myself how to play Enchanted on my guitar. I don't know how to play the guitar. I just like it was literally just like singular chords, and just like growing up, I always loved her. And I just remained a fan. I took like a little bit of a break from listening to her regularly when I was in high school just because I started getting into like different genres, like expanding past just like pop music. So that's when I found Tyler, I think about when I was like 15. So Tyler and Vince Staples, Drake at the time, he was like on my list of my top faves. And then I really like Baby Keem, Kendrick, and JID and Smino are two of my like really big favorites right now. And I don't know, it's really hard to like make a list of favorites just because I listen to so many different artists. But I don't know, it just kind of happened over like a gradual course of time. But I think I really admire Tyler so much because he's not only just like a really good rapper and just like songwriter and everything. He has so many other interests. Like he's a jack of all trades. Like he has his clothing line, he's does set design, and at least I think he does. He directs his like little shorts he does for his brands, and he just has like a lot of different talents. Like he produces a lot of his music as well. And I also just like Vince's sound a lot. I feel like he's has like a unique sound compared to a lot of other artists. But anywho, that kind of wraps up that question, I think.
Yeah, and I know this ain't a music podcast. We'll get to everything here in a minute, but this one's a big question, at least for me. Like
Mhm.
Taylor Swift and Vince, like they have their little phases, but Tyler, the creator, has huge changes when it comes to his music, like whenever he takes on a persona. And I want to
Mhm.
know, when did you start? Because I started listening to Tyler, I would say during his not so good, I guess, persona that a lot of people didn't care for, like Wolf and all
Mhm.
that, where he was saying some off the wall stuff.
I think for me, it was like I think what really like solidified me as a fan was Flower Boy. But I think I'm trying to remember what I was listening to. Yeah, I think it was Cherry Bomb is whenever I first got into him, and then I went back and listened to, like, Wolf and Goblin and stuff. I think, Cherry Bomb is kinda what put me on, but Flower Boy, like, really made me, like, become a big fan, and then I stuck around after that and got to see, like, Igor come out and then Call Me If You Get Lost, and I'm looking forward to see what else he makes because I just, like I get so excited. I'm like, "When is he dropping?" But I also, like, trust the process. I feel like a lot of fans, like, expect music like because he's been doing an album like every 2 years, and this year he put out a deluxe for Call Me If You Get Lost, and people were like acting like it wasn't enough. But I also try to like personify these people. They aren't just like characters, like they have lives, they're doing stuff. So I just trust the creative process. So like whenever his next project comes out, it'll be worth the wait. I'm not really like tripping about it. But some people really do be getting, like, mad at artists for not dropping, like, I don't know. I just don't know. I get, like, being frustrated waiting, but yeah.
Yeah. Like the only artist I can say I truly got mad about for not dropping, and maybe I just sound like an overreactive fan, but Frank Ocean. But at the same time, he dropped when I was a senior in high school. I'm
Yeah.
26 now.
Yeah. It's been a sec. It's been almost a decade, I think, right?
Oh, please don't do that.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm joking. But with all that out the way, let's get down to who is Savannah? Who are you? Like what?
Okay.
Like let's hear your like a quick bio come up story real quick.
Well, I grew up here in Louisville. I've been here like my whole life. I kind of want to go somewhere else at some point just to experience other things. But anyway, I'm like trailing off. The ADHD is like working overtime right now. But anyway, I went to school here, you know.
I think we're having technical difficulties.
Should I restart?
All right. Okay, yeah, just I'm not taking this out. Hey, it
Oh.
is what it is. But but he was talking about you are from Louisville and you want to get after it, and you talking about your ADHD. And then what was that afterwards?
I was thinking like at some point I would like to like live in other places, but I think Louisville is always just going to be like a home base for me. Like my family's here, my friends are here. But I do think it'd be fun to like experience other like, you know, just like living in a different environment here and there sometimes. And also from like a young age I've always been really into art. Like I've always just enjoyed art classes in school, and like just like having really good art teachers has been kind of like the kickstart of me getting in more into art. Like in middle school I had this amazing art teacher, and he was always really encouraging me to like step out of my comfort zone. He was really good at giving constructive criticism and feedback, and I would always look forward to going to that class because in middle school I wasn't the most confident person. Like it was probably like it was like the trenches for me. Like I was not having a good time in middle school at all. So like whenever I got to be in that class, it was like my little escape for the day. And then I eventually went on to be in the advanced art classes, which were like for 7th and 8th graders. And we were able to like do a bunch of different pictures and experiment with different mediums. And we had a show at the end of the year. So I remember in 8th grade, all the 8th graders had these big sections in the cafeteria, and we got to hang up our art on the walls. And not to flex, but mine were pretty good. And I had a lot of people like complimenting me, and it was really a big confidence boost because I was not the most confident kid at all. And once I hit high school, I really started taking it more seriously and just like putting my all into like every school project that I did. Senior year, I took advanced art, which it's kind of like a love hate with that class because I um I think it was a little bit too much work for me. It did challenge me, but it made me get really, really burned out on painting. And, so after I graduated, I just, like I didn't really paint much anymore. Like, I was just like, "I wanna keep creating, but, like, I don't wanna keep painting as much." It's kind of exhausting because we had to do, like I think it was, like, 30 pieces or something, or 24? Yeah, I think it was 24. Still, like, that's a lot. And, it was like we had a new painting to do every 2 weeks, and I was doing sports, like, I did, like, cross country and track. Wasn't very good at that, but, like, it was fun. But still, it was very, like, time consuming, and I also with ADHD, it's hard to manage my time anyways. So my sophomore year of high school, backtracking a bit, I got my first camera. So I was like, how about I try photography? Like, just try to, like, you know, try something different, get my mind away from painting for a while. I can come back to it at some point, but I want to just try something else. So, during the pandemic, I got kind of creative, like with ideas. I didn't really execute them for real, but I was like, ooh, like I want to do this, I want to do that. 2021 is where I really started like advertising that I was doing photography, and then I started taking on clients regularly. I did my first big creative shoot. It was for Halloween. And then I fell in love with just like creative concept shoots. And then after that, I've just been like doing that ever since. And yeah, that's kind of the timeline.
Yeah, because like hearing everything, what I'm hearing is you're multi-talented when it comes to painting, photography, and not only that, you are starting up a magazine.
I am. In high school, I did newspaper. It wasn't very demanding. Like we really did not have like the most strict schedule with like what we were doing. Like it was a pretty laid back class. Like, but I really did enjoy like the journalism part of it, and ever since I was a kid, I actually like this sounds like corny, but like whenever like ever since I was a kid, I like wanted to make a magazine. Like seriously though, like I would my sisters and I would kind of force them into helping me with this, but I would staple together like construction paper and like printer paper and stuff, and I would fully like design like handmade magazines and put like different articles in them and like pictures and stuff. I was like, oh, this would be cool if I did this like for real one day. And I like, like I forgot about it because I did that when I was like probably in middle school, and then life went on, and then I kind of came back to the idea from being a newspaper, and I was like, you know what? I think I kind of want to just try something different. um, I feel like it would be a way to like bring the community together, because that's also a big thing that I love, is just like working with other people with similar interests. So I feel like that would be a good way to meet other people as well as exercise my love for journalism and photography, because they all kind of go hand in hand with just like producing a magazine. So that's where I'm at. I've been working on this magazine for literally like almost 2 years now, and various life factors are the reason why that it's been taking me so long, but I think I'm in a good routine now, so I'm hoping we can either get one out once a year or maybe like semi-annual, but we'll see. The first one I'm aiming not to like not to sell, not to get my hopes up or anything, but I'm hoping to get it out in January. So
Okay. And do you want to give like a sneak peek, or do you want to just keep everything hush hush? Like, how are you feeling about it right now?
I've been kind of keeping it on the low for now, just because I don't want to say, oh, it's going to be done on January 1st, and then like be like, oh, just kidding guys, like I had a depressive episode, it didn't work out, like February though, like I don't want to like do that. But I'm very close, like all the articles are pretty much written. Most of the spreads I have like a design for them, I just have to actually like make them.
Another technical difficulty. All right, go back. You keep cutting out here and there
Oh
sometimes.
no, it might be my Wi-Fi.
No, that's
Not
fine.
gonna
Like I
lie,
said,
Spectrum's not doing it. They're not doing
Spectrum
it.
is the only thing we really got in Kentucky.
That's true. I don't know what the other options would be, but
At this part, yes, I will edit. I'll fix. But
can we just restart that question?
um, what was the question?
No, I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But you know what? It's okay. It's all right. It happens. But you know what? Oh no, that's why I said the magazine. That's what I was asking. The question I was asking about the magazine was more of not like keeping it hush hush with the timing, but more of like talking about what it's about. Like, are there you gonna say what the articles are about, like what it's based on, all that type of jazz, or are you just keeping it low and you find out when you get it?
So I've already posted like a few sneak peeks on the page, but as far as like overall magazine contents, I think I'm gonna, once it's like completely finalized, I was gonna make some social media posts like highlighting some of the artist features that we have in there. Because the magazine, by the way, guys, it's it's called Gravity Magazine, and it's for showcasing artists, small businesses, and just like creative stuff, just anything creative. And I also wanted to throw a bit of lifestyle in there because I feel like I just really enjoy lifestyle content. It's pretty fun, and I feel like that combined with like the creative aspects would be a fun little thing. I think my main goal with this was just, obviously it's a passion project, so it's just something for fun, but I also wanted it to bring people together, and it would be kind of an excuse to hang out with some of my creative friends, because we did want to have some events to go along with it. Like we're planning to have a launch party for whenever the first volume's out, and then we've had a few little get-togethers in the past. Like earlier this year, we had a art in the park. That's what we called it, picnic day. So we had like a
Yeah, I
bunch of
remember that.
snacks and stuff, and it was fun. We had like paints and like colored pencils and stuff, and people just like sat down and talked to other people, and we had a pretty good turnout. There was music, like it was a good time. And then the last one we did was this summer we had an open studio day. It was a collab with two other creators that I'm friends with, and we had a photo studio where people were able to just like come in, take pictures, get pictures, just like from different photographers in the area, meet new people, and it was a fun time. But yeah.
Oh yeah, and one thing I've learned with you when it comes to photography, you've been introduced to a lot of different people, and me working with you with some of the shoots and like just being your friend in general, I've been introduced to different people. Like, what's her name that does makeup? Candy.
Yeah, I love her.
That's one. Bay's Bakery. And what's crazy is I just followed them on both podcasts, Instagrams, and they followed back.
Oh,
So I'm gonna try to reach out and maybe try to get something with her.
you
And then
should.
who else? There's been a few people that like not just that do photography and all that, but also trying to model, like Adam, for example.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
Hello. Okay. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Had a few had a few technical difficulties. We lost a little bit of audio, but we're just gonna get right back into it. And I'm just gonna just come straight off with a question, just ask you, when it comes to photography, what is the best time of day for you to get your work done?
Oh, this is a hard question because it really just it's random. Like I feel like there's never really like one time. Like I feel like some days like I get motivated and I want to wake up and I just want to start and like I could work all day. Other days I'm just exhausted and then like the middle of the night, like when I'm supposed to be getting ready for bed, like I'm like ready like to go. I'm like let me edit a million pictures right now. So it really I don't know. It just kind of just depends on my mood. But
Gotcha, gotcha. No, that makes sense. And at the same time, I know sometimes you're not into the mood to do anything because I feel the same pain. There's
yeah.
times where I know I should be doing the podcast and episode, but I just kind of look at my material and everything. I'm like, not today, bro. I'm gonna call it a day and do it maybe another day.
Yeah, like I've been struggling with burnout a lot recently. I'm like recovering from it finally, but for the longest time, like for literally the past 2 years, I would just bulk up on all these projects and then when it came to finally like editing them, it was like I was just at a loss, like I just couldn't do it for some reason. Like I did not have the executive functioning to just like begin working. And with that came with like a lot of shame and guilt, and I was really hard on myself because I am a perfectionist. And I've had to learn how to be gentler with myself and like understand that there's a reason why I feel burned out and I have to take care of my well-being before I can take care of my creative projects. So I've been trying to also like break down my work instead of seeing it as this like huge like massive thing. I've been trying to just like dumb it down for myself. Like, oh, let's say I have like 200 pictures to edit or something. I'm going to be like, okay, we're just going to try to edit 5 of them, just 5. And then before I know it, I may have edited like 50 or something. Like, I just try to like not make it sound all big and scary in my head. And usually I can trick myself into getting more work done. So,
Yeah, because I remember you when we were talking about doing the podcast, you was telling me about that big photo shoot with that big family you had.
oh, yeah.
And what was it, like about 100 family members in that one whole like photo shoot?
There was like 40 families. I was just second shooting, so luckily I didn't have to edit, but I was a little bit overwhelmed because I was like, how am I going to pose them? What are the family sizes going to be like? And then also with not only the technical part, it's like you also have to it's like there's like a social aspect to it because I mean like you're talking to human beings, like everybody has different personalities. Not everybody's going to vibe with my sense of humor, especially like when there's like an age gap like that. So it it was like I think it went well, but there was like a few moments where I did get a little socially anxious, but I'm pretty good about like playing it off. So um But yeah, like for a different example though that kind of like relates to this topic more, I think was like I did a Zodiac shoot this year and I actually just finished it like a week ago. But I did the photo shoot literally back in March and I had like an idea of how I wanted to edit them, but I just didn't know how like I was gonna execute it. It's like I knew how I wanted it to look, but I didn't know how to actually make that happen. And every time I would edit, it just would look so ugly to me. And I was like, okay, this is foul. Like I can't do this. I can't look at this. And I think I re-edited that shoot, not like all the pictures, but a lot of them, like up to 10 times. Like it took so much energy out of me. And then I also work 3 jobs. So like having to do that on top of everything else that's going on and then trying to do this magazine, it was a lot. So I was just like, you know what? Like the time will come. One day I'm just gonna wake up and I'm gonna feel like editing this. And sure enough, that happened and that happened last weekend. So that was that was great. Finally that's over with. But I'm trying to like plan out my creative shoots in the future a little bit. Um better like for myself just so this doesn't happen again because I hate making people wait because I mean it was months ago but at the same time it was I also like I also know that there's like process that comes with it so I shouldn't be too hard on myself.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. And the photos, they look amazing, by the way. Because,
Thank
like I said,
you.
I seen them and I was like, look at that, Leo. Ooh,
Thank you. It took it didn't take me as long as I thought it would. I don't know like something I mean it took a while but like I think I worked on it for like 12 hours straight. But like that over the course of however many months that was, like it wasn't as terrible as I thought it was going to be. I thought I would be working on that like every day for 2 months or something. But
gotcha. Now, when it comes to taking photos, what is a common myth a lot of people have about the things you do? Like, they think one thing, but it's really the complete opposite.
I think a lot of people will just like assume you have certain skills. Like like retouching is something I'm still learning. Like how to like professionally smooth out skin and stuff. And I can get like one little pimple or something here and there like that's no problem. But if you're coming to me for like professional like beauty shots or something, like you're hitting up the wrong girly right now. Like people are like, "Oh, she can edit that out," or there might be something in the background or like something that's off about somebody's outfit or somebody. Let's say I've had people like lose like a press on nail or something and be like, "Oh, she can edit that in." It's just like mid shoot. I'm like, I love your confidence in me, but like, please ask me before you start saying that I can do certain things. Um, but yeah, or like I've had people think that I can edit their photos in like 2 days, which I mean, if I really lock down, like maybe, but I also have like a line of people in front of you. So I can't just like drop all of their stuff to get to you first. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of
Hello.
hello.
You said there's a lot of what?
I said there's a lot of little funny things you run into with people with photography.
Yeah. And then like funny that you brought up editing. That goes with the question I had. But how do you feel about the AI generation going on right now? Like I know a lot of artists kind of think AI is cheating, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of artists think it can be a great tool if it's used right.
I think it could be a great tool if it's used right. I think like there's a way to do it with and still like being original. Like I think like little things here and there. Like I did a Halloween shoot this year. It was more of a low key shoot compared to my previous ones, but I didn't use like any special effects like smoke or anything. But I wanted like to have smoke in the photo, so I used the AI thing and I said uh smoke or whatever and it created the effect for me. Now I will say it is a little bit difficult to use for me personally. I'm sure like over time I could probably get better with like how to word things for the results to be different, but I use like the Photoshop generative AI And like sometimes it will make it look like so weird, or it like completely changes the background, or I don't know, it just looks like cheap. So sometimes I almost would rather just spend the time like literally photoshopping something else into the picture. But here and there I feel like it's been a nice little time saver.
Like, yeah, because as you know, like I use AI to make y'all cover photos.
Mhm.
But like at the same time, I'm not no artist. Like pretty much I just need something that looks, kind of like anime, because that's the style I like,
Mhm.
when it comes to like art. But what I'm hearing is AI can be a great friend. But what about the artist that's like overusing? As it almost like at that point, it's kind of the AI work, not the actual person's.
I don't know. I feel like I'd have it, it might be like case by case. Like I feel like somebody might maybe their style is just like combining different like AI elements, like you know what I mean? Like maybe it's more of like a digital art type of thing, more of like a collage. Sure, it may not be as like I feel like I would respect, not maybe not respect, I think I would admire like an original piece that somebody really spent that time like drawing out themselves more than I would an AI generated image. But I do think that there's like something special about every form of art. So
Yeah, and now that you said that, that makes me think of the art community here in Louisville, and pretty much we have positive people like what is it? We have positive people that's in the art community that do amazing things. They're easy to talk to, easy to reach out to. But at the same time, you got the opposite, where you got the group that kind of think they're better than everybody else. When
yeah.
it comes to that group here in Louisville, and I'm not throwing any shade, it just is what it is. Like you see it, you're gonna call it out. Like how does that group honestly make you feel?
I think I've been doing a really good job of like just protecting my own energy. Like those people that the people who I do not align myself with, I don't have them on social media. Like they're either blocked, unfollowed, or whatever else. Like I just don't interact with them. And ever since like I just cut off communication, I really am not affected by them at all. I used to be like a couple years ago because I felt like uh they would try to like reach out, and once they met me, it's like I feel like the mystery factor to me was gone. Like I feel like they want to reach out to all these people, but then like expecting like super high status or something that you can offer back to them. Like they're it's more of like a what can you do for me mindset. I feel like that is what they have. And then when you show that you're just like, you know, your average girly, like just doing a creative hobby, they don't really look at you the same. Like I feel like they just want to latch on to people who they can gain from, which like in a business perspective, like okay, like I understand that networking and you know, gaining things from other people, that's a part of it, but also I feel like you have to treat other people like they're human beings and with respect and kindness, because if you're not, then I just feel like once you get to the top, it's like was it worth it? Like, do you who look around you? Like, do you have friends? Do you have people that you want to spend time with, or do you just feel alone still? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
Um,
I know what you mean.
so I don't know. Like, I just choose to spend my time with people who have made me feel good about myself and who I can make feel good about themselves. Like, I feel like just being with people who encourage each other is the biggest thing because you can always spend your energy on like you know, like gossiping about them and stuff. But at the end of the day, like, what do you gain from that, you know?
Yeah. Now, we talked about photography. Have you been getting back into painting? Because I know you stopped for a little bit and then picked up and then stopped a little bit. Like, where are you at when it comes to painting?
Painting has really been on the back burner for me. Like, I would love to get back into it, but I think it probably won't happen for at least another couple of months because since I've been working 3 jobs, it's like I don't like for painting, like, you have to sit down and like mix the colors and keep just it's like a whole thing. And then getting back into it, I'm gonna have to like relearn a lot of things because it it's it's like stuff that I've been out of practice with. So I'm gonna need to like work on my proportions and blending and all of that fun stuff. Maybe even mixing paint colors. I don't know. We'll see. But I do have like two paintings I would love to finish within the next 6 months if I can. But I don't know if I'll ever get back to taking commissions because I feel like that is a big thing that burned me out in the first place. I think I just enjoy like doing my own thing and just having the satisfaction that I did something that I wanted to. And if somebody wants to buy it, cool, but if they don't, like who cares? Like I don't know. I'm not really doing it for a job though. So that's why I have that mindset. If it was like my full-time job like painting, then I might think differently, but
Yeah. Now, when it comes down to all that, what is oh man, I got so tomorrow. Give me a second. I can't
you're
read.
good.
But like I said, it's just like I said, when it comes down to what I'm hearing is photography first, and then your magazine, and then painting, or do I have it backwards somewhere?
I think the photography and magazine kind of go hand in hand, but painting is definitely like more at the bottom of my priority list right now. As much as I'd like for it to be a little bit higher, it's just not for the time being at least. But
Okay. And when it comes to everything you're doing, let's say you have a young pupil that wants to do everything you're doing. What would be, step by step things or, suggestions you can give them, lessons, whatever, where you can help them, grow as an artist or individual?
I think the biggest thing would be just doing something that inspires you. And I know that sounds cliche, but just like as long as you like what you're doing, like I feel like a lot of photographers there's a lot of like wedding photographers, there's senior photography, and I think that's a great way to like dip your toe into it and like get the technical part down. But don't feel pressured to do like, the money makers like, weddings and those like traditional photos if that's not what you want to do. Like there's ways to get paid for creative shoots. You don't have to like put yourself in a box. And I think also just having like working on your self-confidence, and that doesn't mean like just within like your work, but like other areas of life. I feel like it bleeds into like how confident you feel about your work.
Okay. You heard that, youngins? You heard that from Master Savannah. Well, wait, not master. I didn't like the way that.
I was like,
Never mind.
wait,
Wait a minute. This is
cut that
not the
out.
18. This ain't the 1800s. But for you though, what is something that you've learned throughout your whole career that's like very important, like something like a lesson or something? I keep saying lesson. What is You know what? Here, let me word it like this. What is the most important lesson you've learned over your whole career when it comes to this?
Um, I think just not comparing yourself to other people, and a lot of people say this, but it's so true. Like until it really like you can hear people say like don't compare yourself to other people, but until it really like clicks with you, like it's going to sound kind of corny, but for me, like I think I'm at a point right now where I really don't care what other people think of my work. The only opinion I really value is my own. And I mean, I look to other people for like constructive criticism because I think you're never going to be perfect. I think there's always going to be things that you can improve on or like try to do differently another time, but I think just comparison really is the worst thing for you when you're doing something creative because it's so subjective. Like you don't somebody's style and your style don't have to be the same for it to be good. Like you don't have to do something that somebody else that who is really successful. Like you don't have to be doing what they're doing to be considered good at what you're doing. So
Yeah. Now, do you see yourself continue doing all this in the next like 10 years? Or do you see yourself doing something different? Like, where do you see yourself when it comes to photography?
I think I still want to do like what I'm doing, but I think I would like to do it on like different scales. Like at some point I would really love to do like some maybe fashion shoots for magazines or maybe like something for like an ad campaign for brands. Just kind of like experimenting. I also really would love to try out different forms of photography, like maybe like product photography or something different. Like I just like want to try all the things there is to try pretty much.
Okay. And then is that the same thing with the magazine?
Yeah, like I mean, I'm not so worried about like, the numbers when it comes to the magazine. Like, if it becomes popular, cool. If it doesn't, cool. Like, I'm really just doing it because I think it's fun. And I feel like even if it doesn't grow a lot, like I will still enjoy doing it because right now at least it's something that I enjoy doing. And like in the future, if it did get big, like if it could be something that becomes like a career of mine, like cool. But I also have other things that I'm interested in.
Okay, you broke up. You also have things that you're interested in doing. What?
I said like even if the magazine or like photography isn't going to be like the most stable like form of income or whatever, like if it doesn't become like my full-time career, like I have other interests that I can lean on, like that will. Wait, what? Sorry, I just forgot what I was saying. Um,
But you're fine. You have other things
yeah,
that like you can lean on besides just a magazine.
yeah, like I'm in marketing right now in college, and I would love to like do like marketing campaigns and stuff for like maybe a brand or something, or just something of that nature, something where I can be creative.
Yeah. Now, is there anything big planned you have coming up besides the magazine for like anything coming anytime soon that you're preparing for?
Um, I think next year we were going to it's magazine related, but I think we were going to try to like experiment with some videography perhaps. I did like video production my like sophomore year of high school. Like this was many years ago, but I've always like had a fascination with just like production of just videos. Like whenever I was a kid, I like middle school, I made like YouTube videos. They were kind of awful, but I kind of ate with my editing. So for like a 14-year-old or 13-year-old, but I think that would be something I would like to like dabble in because I've never really taken the time to really do any video production type stuff.
All right, but when it comes to the end of these, I like asking questions, like random questions, and I'm going to let you pick a number between 1 through 15. And whatever number you pick, that's what question you have.
Oh my gosh. We'll do 13.
13. If you had to eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, I've answered this before, but like with some friends at work or something, I don't know where, but I said tacos because I feel like they're so versatile. Like you can make breakfast tacos, you could just have normal tacos, you could just put anything on it and it would still be good. So
True, but are you breaking rules? Because it said meal, so that means like, is it just one certain type of tacos, or is it different type of tacos?
honestly, different types. Like I feel like there's a loophole with that question.
You know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. So, I mean, if my last meal had to be anything, to be honest with you, it'd probably be sushi because I can switch it up. Yeah.
Yeah, fair. I've never had well, actually, no, I lied. I've had sushi, like, once, but it was, like, years ago. I need to get into it because all of my friends and my sisters, like, love it so much, and I just, like I don't know, it's just never been something I've been, like, thought to just, like, go try, I don't know.
Now, I'll say this: I might get some hate. If you only had California rolls, they don't count.
I don't even know what that is. Like, it's, like, bad, like, I'm really uneducated on, like, sushi, like, somebody needs to take me to go try it because I don't know the first thing about it.
No, I get it. I get it. Now, is there anything? Why am I asking this? I know. What is the things you want to shout out? Because you got a couple pages just like me.
So my Instagram for my just photography and art is slc.artworks. And then for Gravity, my magazine, it's the Gravity Mag on Instagram. So yeah. I'll be posting like some updates soon. I'm excited. We're gonna try to get the ball rolling with all things magazine within the coming months. So
Gotcha. And I also want to shout out There's a couple shout outs. I also want to shout out Movember. We're still taking donations on the page for, men's health and all that. And also, I want to shout out Bay's Bakery because I had my first piece of cake there, and it's amazing. And then I also want to shout out um, um, myself because I'm
Nice.
Carlos. I don't know, but thank you for that. I said Savannah. Thank you, Savannah, for being on here. I appreciate it. You did amazingly. Um, is there any final words you want to give to people before we go?
Um, I really can't think of anything too profound to be saying right now. But thank you guys for listening and thank you for having me. I hope that this was somewhat entertaining. I've never been on a podcast before if it wasn't obvious, so I'm hoping that I didn't like ramble too much. But
Oh no, you're fine. You did amazingly.
thank you so
Anyways,
much.
thank you everybody that's listening to Talkaholic Junction, ladies, gentlemen, and theys and thems. Um, I will be posting this episode very soon, and I'll be posting another one very soon after that. If you have not noticed, I've been kind of on track with that. But you have a good night, good morning, or good afternoon. Peace.
Yay. We did that.